Since we have been here, we have always seen the loggerheads or picheries. There seemed to be nothing special about them. They have simply been a natural part of this space. Surprisingly, the resilience of birds in general against natural stresses is one of their admirable traits. Deemed the world's best engineers, they intricately create from twigs a design for their nest that humans can hardly understand, much less emulate. Preparing your land for construction requires that you mirror the creativity and resilience of the birds to transform steep, rocky hillsides into habitable and comfortable properties for generations to enjoy.
Hey guys, in today's video we just want to bring you up to speed to where we are with preparing the land for the Plantainhillcabins and just show you what the process that we have been through. This process didn't just start now. It's been something that we have been working on since like 2016, come all the way up. It's a lot of work that has gone into this so far, but we are nearing completion, preparing the land. So I just wanted to just share that story with you in today's video. So this started way back in 2016, 2017, I think. Probably it was 2017, January, when we had to start preparing the road. This was on top of a hill. It was all bushy and all of that. So we had to get in a road, get in the excavator to come in and literally cut the road and things. So it started from there, and we literally just kept going. Whenever we need to get equipment to come in, we get the equipment to come in and just do work. And as I say, it's a tedious task. It's been an ongoing thing. At some time we think that this is a never-ending project, but it's you have to take it one day at a time, one step at a time, and just keep going until one day it will be completed. So this behind me here, probably not seeing it now, is the view, and that's the view we've been working with from ever since. But let me show you how the road stay now. Need a bit of work on it because it's been like about 3-4 years now, and rain and so have done its due diligence, but we're working on it. Eventually we'll get back to it. But let me show you how the road stay now, and then just take a look at these videos of how we get to this point. So presently this is the road. I have a number of potholes coming out in it now, but I have to do something about that. Also need to get some not chain link, but curb walls running along that curb and channel, and kind of plant up that section down there going down. But that's an ongoing something I have to think about at another date in the future. But for now, this is how it is, and you may want to just see how it was before all of this. Watch this.
Backside. I'm making turn it something down the hill, man. Eh? One turn that down the hill. Could I king cat? You know I king cat? Eh? Oh.
Once the road was in place, we had to excavate the land, and we excavate the land literally come to a flat surface where we, at the time we were planning to do a villa, because our initial thought of this property when we just saw it, the very first day we saw it, was that we would do a villa up here. It was suited for a villa. So we had the initial thoughts of doing a villa, but as you know, COVID came and we sat down and think over things. Well, finally got a break to just sit down and think about things, and thought that the cabins would be the best idea for this space. So that's how we ended up switching from doing the villa to doing the cabin, for a number of reasons. One, the cabins probably would be cheaper to construct at this time than the villa, and some other factors. So once we finished with the road, we decided that we would start cutting down the land. So before, it was just a bushy land. Initially when we first came here, we had done some work over that section before, where we wanted to cut down that section and literally start building that villa over there, but we didn't. And this is why preparing land is a really important thing, because part of the preparation of the land is understanding your boundaries. Get a land surveyor and make sure you know exactly where the pegs are and where the pegs for your properties are. So we went over there, we saw a peg, we thought it was our peg, and we were kind of working from that. So we started cutting the land based off of that peg and the location of that peg, only to find out that when we get the land surveyor in, that peg was not our peg, and our peg was further back. So we actually cut all the way into our land, but when we look at the magnitude of cut that would be needed, we thought, no, this can't work right now. So we had to change plans and move to the other side of the land. So it's important that you understand your boundaries when you're doing all of these things. So as we said, we started building over there. We had a nice design worked out and everything to build a villa over there, and we started cutting the land to suit that design. That didn't work out, and then we kind of parked that idea and decided that we'd move to the other side of the land. Eventually, over time, we decided that we would go with the villa again, redesign it, and come up with a nice design, and decided now we are going to cut that portion of the land. And this is when we started cutting the land. Now, once we cut that land, we had a huge decision to make, because we had to build a retaining wall. I mean, there were two options. Option one being going with a stone wall, or option 2, going with a block wall. We did the maths, and to be honest, both options were working out to the same cost to do them. The only difference was that a stone wall is a finished wall. So whenever you do the stone wall, it's finished, it's done. However, the block wall, we were able to put in the block work now, but we didn't have to finish it, so we didn't have to render it and let it look smooth and all of that yet. So we used that option and because of that, the block wall worked out a bit cheaper for us. I mean, it was more within our budget at the time. We have since thought about rendering that wall, but probably we won't go that route. You know those flowers or those plants that run on the wall, that they always stick to the surface of the wall? I don't know the name of them, so probably somebody can leave the name in the comments below, because I'll be certainly researching that, and literally I would want it to just plant up all of that wall on the outside. But yeah, so we had to put in a retaining wall. We chose to go the route of the block. We got our engineer to give us a design for that, for the foundations and everything, which he did, and this is a block wall that we decided that we will put in. Now, another thing we had to consider between block wall and stone wall was fill material. So we had stone that we cut from the land, but if we had used all of that stone, we literally would need to purchase fill material or get dump material to fill up behind the wall. Now, this can be a tricky thing, because sometimes we cut down a piece of property and we say that, yeah, we have a lot of stone, so we can build a stone wall, but we don't consider, when we build a stone wall, how will we backfill behind the stone wall? We're going to get that material to put behind the stone wall. For us, it's kind of challenging because we are all the way on top of a hill. Literally, when trucks coming up here, they can't carry a full load. So even if you think about buying a load of stone or something to come up here, you can't get a full load, so you probably have to get a half load, and then the cost to do that is probably still the same. So that was another option that we considered and chose to go the route of doing a block wall. The other options that we had were to do a concrete retaining wall, but for the same reason of us being up on the hill, I mean, each time we call the premix people, they say that the truck, because it's liquid load, it cannot come up all the way up on the hill. So literally we have to cast everything by hand, and we have to look at the ways that are available to us. Alright, so we kind of did this retaining wall in 2 phases. So we did the first phase, which was the big wall, and then, I mean, recently when we started working on the cabins, we needed to do the second phase in order to backfill the materials behind the wall. So what had happened is, over time, I kind of make a link or a relationship with the truckmen in the area, and like when other persons are cutting down the land and they have the dump material, I kind of work out something for the truckmen to carry that material, come and dump it on my land, because I had to backfill behind the wall. I remember now, you know, I didn't use the stones that I got out of the excavation, and I still had to get additional dump to backfill behind the wall. So if I had used the stones from the excavation to build a stone wall, I wouldn't have no material at all to put behind the wall, and literally it took a lot of material to get back there, even though I still need more, but working it out. So I work out the relationship with the truckmen to bring material come and dump on the land. Now all of this material was like in the area, the general vicinity of where we were putting the cabins, and it posed a challenge to the workmen because they can't move freely in terms of like if they have the blocks or if they have sand and gravel, they can't just put it in a wheelbarrow and just move it freely to the location that they need it. So they have to be carrying it in buckets over the rubble and all of that. So I wanted to kind of backfill behind the walls with all of the rubble that I have stockpiled over the time. So I needed to build that last piece of retaining wall in order to do so. So that's how I say I ended up doing that retaining wall in 2 phases. So phase 1 being the front portion, the big part, and then phase 2 being the back part. And I should probably say I end up doing it in 3 phases, because I end up extending it all the way up, which you will see shortly. But so I ended up having to do that retaining wall. So now once that was done, all of this material now had to go behind the retaining wall. So we have to get in the equipment, that's the tractor, which is another story, because like the tractor men don't want to work for less than 4 hours, and sometimes the work you have is less than 4 hours. So how you do your work at all? What you do is you probably have to just form a relationship with one of the tractor men and say, listen, you know, so if they're passing by you and they can just swing by real quick and just do an hour worth of work, they will do that. So when you do it that way, you have to end up waiting on them to come, because you have to wait till them pass, you understand? So we took that route where we literally get the tractor man come in and help us backfill all of this area. So this is what you will be looking at next. In today's update, we're trying to get in this retaining wall. So what we did today was clear away this area. So you see that wall down there, that wall there, we're trying to turn it, come back up this way. So we're going to pick up from where that is and come up with the retaining wall all the way up to that peg. For the rest of the way, we're going to use a lower chain link. But now all of that is a retaining wall. So here is it now, guys. This is the foundation for this wall here. So finished dig. So tomorrow we just are going to steel it up and start prepare for cast. Yeah. Pure stone. Big. Alright. So foundation has been casted. So bright and early Monday morning you can start put on back like it's crazy. Right? Not sure. Like it's crazy. That's have to pick up the next wall. Going up the road. Need to drop on next one probably though. Just come up. Get down a little lower. So probably the wall there will come as high as that, so but then we can step it down on this so and just climb up. I'm gonna climb straight. Well, you figure that out. But yeah, so finally get this cast. Now need to start lay some black Monday morning, bright and early. Nature guys. Alright, just a quick update. Show you where we are with progress. So see that now? That's the beam. Tie back into the front one and just come all the way around. So tomorrow I'm supposed to cast that right round. Yeah. And then that completes the boundary wall.
It is amazing how a plot of land can be transformed through creativity and resilience. We can easily call this our immortality project, for we anticipate that countless generations of people will bask in the beauty that we are partnering with God to create.
Basically, this is bringing you up to speed to where we are right now. Going forward, we'll give you more of the cabins, which we are working on simultaneously, so you'll get some of that going forward. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Remember, go and follow us at plantainhillcabins and at lifeonplantainhill on Instagram. There we are giving more day-to-day update of the project. So if you really want to stay ahead of the project or stay on track with the project, it's best to see it over there, because we have the highlights, we have the story feeds and all of that on a daily basis happening over there. On YouTube, we have to sit down and make this video, so it might come out late, after all the excitement has already gone. So if you want to keep up to date with the project, go and follow us on Instagram at lifeonplantainhill and at plantainhillcabins. And if you have not yet done so, remember, subscribe to the channel. I don't know what you're waiting on, just do it. So that's it for today, guys. So until next time, keep the dream alive. Bye.